This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2020 Autumn Ridge Model 182 RB. Okay, so I'm on the door side of the trailer walking towards the rear. Okay, so you have scissor type stabilizers to stabilize your trailer. You use your crank that comes with the trailer to stabilize it. Okay, you've got two on the rear. Then you've got a power awning with the LED lights. Alright, you got power out right here. Alrighty. Moving towards the front. This port here is just a, if you ever want to purchase a solar panel to charge your battery, that's where you would plug it in. You get the dump hose that comes with it. Okay, and a reducer to reduce your 30 amp down to a household plug. Keep in mind that if you run the air conditioner at home with a 30 amp or with a 15 amp circuit breaker, you're going to eventually pop the circuit breaker. So you can plug it in and use everything in the trailer, but the air conditioner generally draws too much amperage to run just off of a 15 amp service. Okay, hopefully that made sense to you. It's hot. Alright, that's your deep cycle marine battery, and obviously that's a LP regulator. You got a 20-pound tank, manual tongue jack. Okay, so there are two ways to get water in your trailer. The most common way is just through city water hookup, which is down at the other end there, which I'll show you. But if you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your onboard water tank and use your electric pump inside the trailer to pump it. So it'll work just like you've got city water, but you can bring your own water with you. Okay. Now this is a range hood vent. You have a range hood with a fan over your stove in there inside the trailer. Just keep in mind that this baffle here flaps freely. And you want it to flap freely when you're venting, but when you're not, you want to push it shut, like so. Okay. The only time you want it to flap like that is when you're running the fan to vent the trailer. Okay. This is just the service panel for your refrigerator. This is your water heater. The switch to operate it is inside. Okay. This is the drain right here, just so you know. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. It's very important. Okay, let me close that for you. There we go. This is your power cord, 30 amp cord. You have city water connection here. That's the one I told you to use most of the time. That's just cable in and satellite in. It's just a coax that goes through to the entertainment area. And then you have your dump valves down here, your gray valve and your black valve. Right? You're gonna dump the gray valve first because it's toilet water and waste. Then you'll dump the I said black, didn't I? Let me start again. I'm not sure what I said. You'll dump the black tank first because it's toilet water and waste. Then you'll do the gray second, just because it's cleaner water than the gray water. I'm sorry. The gray water is cleaner water than the black water. This housing just tells us it's pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you get one, it takes a Furion camera that fits in that housing. Make sure you get the right one. While we're looking up, you have to inspect the roof of this trailer and every other trailer. So the manufacturer says 3 times a season at least. So you go up there in the spring, you go up there in the fall, and then once in the middle of the summer, you just look around. You can walk around up there, you look around and see if there's any separation starting with any of the sealant, any cracking. If there is, you get it taken care of. Okay, going inside. Very quickly, you got your monitor panel here. So I told you there's a water pump and a water heater switch. So this is the water pump switch. If you have to pump your own water, that's the water heater switch. Now, like I said, you never light it unless there's water in there. You check your battery; it's charged. Your fresh water's got a little bit of water in it. They're water tested. You can see it graduates up at 1/3 increments. Your black tank needs to be dumped because they're water testing it, but I'll dump that. And your gray tank is the same way. So once you get past 2/3, you're gonna have to start thinking about dumping the tanks. To extend your awning, you just do it right here. You'll let the awning roll out till you see the awning tube. Once you see the awning tube, you know you're all the way out, so you can just take your finger off the button. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. Okay, so this you can read the directions to get all the functions of your radio, but basically you can stream off that USB. You got an HDMI in, so there's a lot you can do with it. Obviously, you can patch it through to your TV if you choose to. You got a backer plate here. That red light tells us that the digital antenna, the booster and lock for the digital antenna is basically on. So you're always going to want it on like that when you're using the antenna. All right. Your air conditioner, you just basically shut it off like that. Click it the other way to turn it on. There's always a bit of a lag time, so it'll before your heat comes on, so there'll be a lag time. I did say this was for your furnace, I hope. Like I said, it's a long day and I'm hot, so I apologize. To operate your air conditioner is up here. You just have your speed and your fan, or 2 speeds of fan, 2 speeds of air conditioning, and then you have a thermostat here. This does not have a heat strip in it, so they generally don't come with them. It's usually an add-on. People don't use it because it's not that effective, and you've got a furnace in here, so you'll use that. This, like I said, this is for your furnace. So, all right, okay. Now that you can pull the legs out of the table and set the top down onto these cleats here. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. You use the cushions to fill it in, and you've got another bed there. Your range, you're just going to spark it to light it. So I don't know if the gas is on or off here. We'll find out in a minute. But you're just going to go to flame. Then you're going to spark it. So you see it lit right there. So you turn it clockwise to spark it. Always travel with this down, the glass cover down, so you don't break it. The microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood that I told you about, the fan and the light. You're going to run the fan, make sure the baffle flaps freely. This is a Dometic gas absorption refrigerator. So this is just on and off. So that's on. You see the top, it says auto. Auto is where you're normally going to have it. The reason they call it auto is because it automatically searches for electricity. And if it can't find electricity, it'll automatically switch to gas. Or if you're running on electricity and you're not at the campsite, or you're sleeping or something, and the power goes out, it'll automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. And of course, you're going to have this up all the way, basically. That's the temperature. All right. Let's see. Let me look around here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, good. Good. Okay. The bathroom, just remember this GFCI here, everything is wired through the GFCI, all the plugs. I mean, so if you're using a plug on the outside and it pops, you're going to reset it here. The sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Make sure you run the fan on your vent here when you use the shower to pull the humidity out. Now the toilet, the main thing to know about it is you can't run it without a little bit of water in it and without chemicals. So after you hook up your power and your water, when you pull into the campsite, you'll come in here and you'll put the chemical that you use right in there, whichever brand you use. You'll put in 1 dose of it, and then you'll step on the pedal and water will come swirling out, right? So you want to put about 1 gallon of water in there. There's no way to tell it by looking at the monitor panel what 1 gallon is. You just use common sense. You have to have some water in there and chemical to start using it. So that's important too. So, okay. Also, this is the power converter, this device here. It converts 110 AC down to 12 volt DC. So you got 110 volt service or circuit breakers in there. And then it converts the power to 12 volt DC, and you have regular 12 volt fuses. So it's converting AC to DC power. It'll also charge your battery when you're plugged in. So if you're plugged in, it'll send so much energy your battery needs and keep it charged up. All right. Cool. Okay, that's about it. Let me go look around here just to make sure I didn't forget anything. I think I got all your escape window. It's good to know you're basically going to just push this through all the way to escape, and then you would grab hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and out you go. You can get out in an emergency, okay? The only thing left is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector, which is right here. So you can see it's green right there. It should always be green. If not, you get it serviced. It'll go off if it senses carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas. So, therefore, if it goes off, you're going to take everybody outside. You go up to the front and shut off your gas at the tank, and then figure out what's going on, okay? And I'll state again, you must, it must be green like that. If not, get it serviced, because it's an important thing to have. All right. So, first I'm going to thank you for purchasing your trailer at National RV Detroit. You can call us with any issues, and we'll take care of you. There is a manual for every appliance in here, so you can read up that way. But don't forget what I said about inspecting the roof. You have to inspect the roof at least 3 times a season: the spring, the fall, and once in the middle of the summer. You look for separation and cracking. Odds are you won't have to do anything when you go up there time after time after time, but just in case, because these are hand built and they do flex down the road, just in case, you want to inspect it to make sure it's good and tight, okay? And remember, you always have to winterize this in the fall, okay? Thank you very much.